They thought she was an easy target, a one woman walking through a dark Chicago alley. What they didn't know was that Maya Williams wasn't just anyone. She was a trained force of nature, and their arrogance was about to cost them dearly. What unfolded next shocked not just them but the entire city. Let's dive into the story from the very beginning. It was a chilly Friday evening in downtown Chicago. The dim glow of streetlights reflected on the damp pavement, and the occasional shimmer of passing cars shy-lighted puddles on the road. Maya Williams, 30 years old, moved purposefully through the bustling streets. Her plain black hoodie and well-worn jeans hinted at nothing extraordinary, but beneath her modest attire lay the strength and discipline of an elite military background. Maya's athletic frame and steady gait suggested someone comfortable with these streets, but her sharp instincts kept her alert. The city hummed with distant traffic sirens and murmurs of late-night revelers amid this urban orchestra. Maya's heightened senses picked up something unusual: subtle synchronized footsteps trailing behind. Without turning, her peripheral vision confirmed her suspicion. 3 men were following her, their shadows stretching and shrinking under the flickering streetlights. At the forefront was Brad, the overconfident ringleader. At 35, his cocky demeanor was a product of years of petty crime. His 2 younger accomplices followed closely, their scruffy appearances hinting at reckless loyalty. "She's alone. This will be quick," Brad muttered, smirking to him. Maya was just another unsuspecting victim, vulnerable and distracted, but he couldn't have been more wrong. Maya's military training had honed her instincts to perfection. Instead of panicking, she adjusted her pace and began mapping out her surroundings, every potential escape route, every object she could use as a weapon. Every movement of the men was analyzed with mechanical precision. When she reached a familiar shortcut, an alley she knew well, she turned deliberately. Themen exchanged dagger glances and followed Braden, boldened by her apparent desolation. Now, we whispered, unbeknownst to them, they had stepped onto a battlefield where Maya held the upper hand. The group spread out, blocking both exits. Brad stepped forward with exaggerated swagger. "Let's not make this difficult," the sneered. "Just hand over your wallet and phone, and noon gets shirt." Maya stood still, her heartbeat steady. Her calm demeanor was unnerving. "Are you sure you want to do this?" She asked, evenly locking eyes with Brad. Her composed tone threw him off for a moment, but he quickly dismissed a ton of his accomplices. Pete stepped forward, sneering. "Don't waste our time," he muttered, reaching for her bag. Before he could make contact, Maya acted with lightning speed. She shifted her weight, redirecting his advances, sending him stumbling backward. Pete hit the ground, groaning in confusion. The other two hesitated, their earlier confidence wavering. "Don't just stand there." Brad barked, frustration evident. The remaining men charged, but their clumsy movements were no match for Maya's training. She maneuvered with precision, using the narrow alley to her advantage. A misstep sent one of them crashing into a wall, and another swing was easily dodged as she countered with calculated force. Within moments, the attackers were disoriented and sprawled on the ground. Brad no alone stared at Maya with a mix of fear and disbelief. The bravado drained from his face as Maya approached, her gaze steady and unwavering. "Walk away," she commanded, landed firmly. Brad raised his hands defensively and stumbled out of the alley. The others scrambled to follow, their egos bruised more than their bodies. Maya exhaled deeply, her focus unbroken. As Maya exited the alley, she scanned her surroundings to ensure no further threats. Her sharp gaze caught a faint reflection in a nearby shop window, her own image. Resolute, she's hook off, the adrenaline coursing through her veins, and resumed her walk, her stride steady. The night air felt colder now, carrying the echoes of her confrontation. Yet Maya's mind was already moving on, cataloging the event as just another experience to learn from. She passed by a 24-hour dinner, its warm yellow light spilling onto the sidewalk. Inside, patrons chatted over coffee and late-night meals, oblivious to the drama that had just unfolded mirror blocks away. Maya's lips curved into a faint smile. The simplicity of their lives felt worlds apart from the intensity she had encountered. Her thoughts drifted briefly to her military days, countless missions, split-second decisions, and the camaraderie of her unit had shaped her into who she was. Even now, every step she took was a reflection of the discipline she had cultivated during those years. The military had taught her to face fear, to assess risks, and most importantly, to stand her ground. Tonight had been no different. By morning, the city buzzed with news of the attempted mugging gone wrong. Security footage from nearby cameras captured Maya's swift and decisive movements, and the clips quickly went viral. Social media erupted with hashtags like #SilentWarrior and #DoNT With. Her comment sections were flooded with debates about self-defense, empowerment, and the dangers of underestimating strangers. Journalists speculated about the identity of the woman in the footage. Was she martial artist, a law enforcement officer, a vigilant? And new? And Maya had no intention of stepping into the spotlight. She preferred her anonymity, allowing her actions to speak louder than her words for Brad and his crew. They were arrested shortly after their humiliation immortalized online, sitting in a county jail cell. Brad's usual bravado was replaced with silence. The memory of Maya's effortless takedown haunted them, ensuring they'd think twice before attempting another crime. Pete, nursing a sore arm, muttered under his breath, "She moved like a ghost." Brad scowled but said nothing. For the first time, his overconfidence had cost him dearly. The three men sat in their cell, each replaying the events of the night in their minds. The sting of defeat, far worse than any physical injury. Life for Mayar turned to its steady rhythms. She had acted instinctively, doing what she had been trained to do that evening. As the city lights flickered to life, she walked her usual route home. This time there was no hint of danger. Her calm, unshakable confidence spoke louder than words for anyone watching. It was clear this was not someone to be underestimated. The incident might have been just another chapter in her life, but for the city it was a story of empowerment and resilience. People whispered her name, debated her identity, and shared her story. But May didn't need their validation. She knew who she was and what she was capable of. And that was enough. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like the video and share it with others. And for more incredible stories like this, subscribe to learn short story and press the bell icon so you never miss an update.